That's why we're talking about who is the right person to give the visa. So that is a challenging bit. If they get the visas, it's okay, because they will pay money and they get the visa. But then coming on here, sometimes what they expect is different. So if you come in, reach the right people, they will help you to the right places to get the job.
Where are the right people? Because this is why we are here. Where can we find the right people?
Your question is who are the right people? XXL Media is one of them.
Gwe wenna ayagala okujja Thailand. Waliwo emitendera gy'olina okuyitamu okulaba nga ofuna visa ye Thailand, ojje naawe weegatte ku bannayuganda abali wano okole ate obeezeewo famire, otambuze n'obulamu, omanye n'ebitambula mu nsi yonna. Eno gye bayita XL Media Live, era ng'olwaleero nakyazizza Ssaabasomesa eyasomesa abasomesa bonna ne bayita.
I have you.
Hi guys, please subscribe to the best channel ever, XXL Media Live.
XXL Media Live. XXL.
XXL Media Live. XXL Media Live.
XXL Media Live on YouTube.
The best channel ever.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a good evening, a good morning, wherever you're watching from. This is the XL Media Live, and we look into the lives of Ugandans that are living and working here in Thailand. The capital is Bangkok. My name is William, and today we are going to look into some issues concerning as a professional here in Thailand. With me, I have a special guest, and he's going to introduce himself to you. Guys, Santais.
Thank you.
Santais. Welcome on our show.
Thank you very much. I'm by the names Godfrey Mainja. I'm from Uganda, living in Thailand, in particular Bangkok, the capital city. And today I'm happy being hosted by XXL Media to talk more about teachers in Thailand, teaching in Thailand, and in particular what it all takes for one to be a teacher in Thailand.
Okay, thank you so much. How long have you been to Thailand?
In Thailand, you have been more than 5 years.
Yes, that's nice.
More than 5 years.
How is teaching in Thailand?
Teaching in Thailand, I would say, is all good because at most times all jobs are there once someone searched in the right way.
Yeah.
If someone searched for the job, they will get them. If you get the right people, you'll get the right people to connect you to the right jobs. But teaching itself is good.
Okay, as a person, why did you choose Thailand, not other countries?
Not other countries, and I chose on Thailand.
Yes.
But true, you find that this is what we call opportunity. There would have been opportunities in other countries, but I think by the time I came to Thailand, the opportunity was here. Remember, teaching is a profession.
Yeah.
You can do at any or in any country. So by the time I thought of coming to countries, it was Thailand at place. I found myself in Thailand teaching.
Were you connected by a friend? Did you come with a company? Because someone who is watching would love to know. If he wants to become a teacher, how can he or she get to Thailand?
Like you've asked, was I connected? Things to do with our jobs, it's always connection. So it came that by then I had qualified with my bachelor's. Well, just to talk about something, before my bachelor's in education, I had a diploma. So by the time I completed with my bachelor's in education, a chance came in and someone told me that please, there could be an opportunity of teaching English in Thailand. So that's how I came. So I was prepared and then got the luck of being connected. So it was a friend connected me to Thailand.
After coming to Thailand, did you meet some Ugandans? Did you meet other nationalities?
This is when I think I've got to talk about one place we call VP.
What is VP? Because someone wants to know what is VP.
Thank you. It is one prominent apartment for most of the Ugandans.
Where is it located?
Interesting. VP is in Bangkok, on Petkasem Road. When you come to Thailand, at every road there are different soils. What's the soil that goes from the main road?
The soil is the street.
So VP is at soil 69.
Okay.
So that is where I would go and meet a lot of Ugandans. I met Ugandans like Robina. she introduced me to other Ugandans like Alex. That's how we came and we knew each other. But from those ones, they introduced me to other places and then met other teachers. So Ugandans are there and they are very many.
Okay, thank you so much. If someone wants to become a teacher in Thailand, what are the qualifications that someone should possess?
That's important, and thank you for the question.
Yes.
Good, I'm at XXL Media, where everything happens.
Yes.
This is where we are. Yeah, for what does one need to become a teacher in Thailand? First of all, the most important one is the qualification.
Qualifications.
You're coming in to teach. So how can you teach without qualification? So the first one of all is that one has got to have a bachelor's. But they will say bachelor's in any field, meaning that it is like the yardstick. It's what they would measure from. Because Thailand itself, all those who are teaching, at least they've got their bachelor's. So even the foreigners, when you come in from Uganda, from Europe, from wherever you come from, they will say at least bachelor's. But if one has bachelor's in education, it is an added advantage. But all in all, at least bachelor's in a given field.
Okay, thank you so much. Still looking into the lives of Ugandans, and especially those ones that are doing teaching as a profession here in Thailand. We call upon your support from everyone you're watching, to subscribe, to always share our content as we bring you people that you need to see and the information that you need to get. What grades do you teach?
At the moment, I'm teaching grade 7, 8, and 9. When you come to Thailand, they have those different namings. For example, primary, from Uganda, primary.
Primary.
In Kenya, it's called a pratom. From pratom 1 up to 6. For them, they don't have 7 years like in Uganda. What they have is 6 years. Then from...
So for them, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes, up to 6. Then from 6, someone continues what they call secondary in Uganda. Here it's called Matrium 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then that's a different section. Then there are those who call it, they just call them grades. So in school I'm teaching now, right now, they don't use pratom. They use grading from grade 1 up to grade 12. So at the moment I'm teaching grade 7, 8, and 9.
How does it feel like as a black teacher teaching other nationalities? Let me say like the Asians.
Teaching them and you're black.
Yes.
At the first school I was teaching in, we found there some ladies from Canada.
Yeah.
There were 2 of them. There was one gentleman from Australia, and then there was one from Guinea, and was also me and another person. We are from Uganda, both of us.
Yeah.
From Uganda, that was my sister. So the students would ask us, but I'll tell you frankly, they would say, to us, we understand. If teacher from Canada, from where, we don't. I got another point. The point was the accent. The accent. Because the other person from Canada, she speaks like as she's speaking to another Canadian person.
Yeah.
But then to me, I knew in Thailand, English is a second language.
Yes.
Third language. So I knew on how to, what to do, how to say it. So there was that kind. The question was, how does it feel to teach and you're black?
Yes.
Yes. As being black, there will be a point of discrimination.
Yeah.
But discrimination is always in you. You either accept it or
You just feel discriminating you.
So if you accept it, it will happen on you. But what I knew, I was here for service. I was here to teach. So I'll continue doing my job. Discriminating me or not, I know what I am.
Would you have any chance to address you as a senior teacher or just a teacher?
I would say it depends. It depends.
Yes.
But I prefer calling me teacher.
Okay, all right. As a teacher, what are the techniques that you bring in your class to make your students pass?
Bring them to pass. First of all, I would say I think of my teaching material, what I'm going to teach them. And my question is my teaching relevant? I come now to English language. English is used, I would say, worldwide.
Yeah.
So if it is relevant, now I pick something that they need, that they're going to use. There was a moment when we would ask them, students, why do you learn English? And they say, we learn English or we study English for fun. But then we are moving from that, we are studying English for daily life, the English that they need. So first of all, I look at what I'm teaching and I look at the relevance. And secondly, I try to teach it in a simple way.
To simplify your work.
Remember, the more difficult is they get bored. So I try to teach, in teaching there's what they call teaching from known to unknown. So I bring something simple, I'm bringing something difficult. What am I after is for them to understand.
Okay, as a senior teacher or as a teacher, do you teach students to pass or you teach them to understand?
Passing or understand. One thing I know, they need both.
So which one is so important?
The one that is important is to understand, because a person can always, they will always move to the next level. Did I tell you something? In Thailand we have what they call no-fail policy. No-fail policy. That at least here, in this class, automatically you have to pass.
To pass.
So when I'm teaching, I try to make them understand before passing, because passing is automatic. So let them understand and they use what I'm teaching them to the next level of their life.
Okay, thank you so much. Basebo ne banyabo olwaleero nakyaziza omugenyi wa amaanyi. Kasupidi keeko naye tulina okukakkanyamu ne kakakkanamu kubanga ekituufu kiri nti tuzze wano okusomesa eggwanga ate twetaaga at the end of the day you pick something from this conversation. Mr. Mayinja, Thailand eno ensomesa yaayo yeeri etya, like omwana oyinza mukwata otya singa abazizza ng'omusango, omukuba omukwasaganya otya?
Onosonyiwa bweyogedde ekyokukuba eneesikamuko
tolina kwesika
olw'ensonga wano tebakuba mwana,
bakola batya?
tokambuwalira mwana. That is when the professionalism comes in, obutendekebwa n'obukugu buyingiramu. If the child is not in class, try to deal with this person like one-on-one. Try to bring them down. First of all, let me tell you something. Bimuyisi gw'osomesa mu kibiina alina, they have their differences. Balina enjawulo zaabwe. Omwana ono gw'olaba nti akusumba oba akola effujjo. Omwana akola effujjo oluusi nga waliwo ensonga. In counseling we say, what you're seeing as being stubborn is just a sign of a problem. So, akukaba akoze okolaba nga akakutabula, aba n'ensonga lwaki akakola.
Naye ate ffe gye twasomera nga batukuba mbooko.
Batugamba nti bw'ogenda ebulyambwa olyambwa, temugenda kulyambwa e Thailand. Wone tugenda kukuba mwana, omwana w'omutayi tebamukuba. Era either reportinga ew'omusomesa mu kibiina bino tulina betuyita homeroom teachers. Omusomesa omutayi n'abanga omugamba ensonga z'omwana ono bw'ona omala okimugamba nga bakakkanya bulungi omwana naye ekyokambuwala n'okukuba omwana.
Alright, tutunulire ku nsonga y'okudiringa n'abaana abali special. How do you deal with kids who have special needs?
Special needs like mukusoma kwabwe nga tebategeera bulungi.
Maybe nga balina problem ku bwongo. Special kids.
Waliwo ensonga gye batera okuyita. It is worldwide. Autism. Nga oluusi yafunamu obuzibu. Abaana abo tebandi balina buzibu bw'amaanyi. Bakugamba nti either aba ategeera very fast oba alwawo tegeera. Kati gw'omusomesa tugenze mu kye tuyita learners differences. This kid you're having in class, gwe bw'olabanga obuzibu si buzibu nnyo gy'ali. So try to be friendly with them. Like I have them in class, but what I do, I try to give them maybe something so simple, and if they answer something simple and like you appraise them, oh thank you, you've done it, you can do it. You appreciate them. There is that kind of motivation in them, and they do it. But their problem is they always want attention. So when you try to give them attention, they'll deal with your friends. But how to deal with them? Try to understand their problem, and then you will deal with them from knowing what it is. Alright,
tusooke tuddeko Mabega. Omusomesa ajjawa visa emuleeta wano e Thailand ng'asazeewo kujja kusomesa busomesa.
omusomesa agenda okujja e Thailand ajjawa visa.
Yeah, kubanga waliwo omuntu byayagala olaba ku kamera byayagala.
Ozakala ne mu kamera bulungi wano.
Yeah.
Okusookera ddala bwe tugenda e Uganda tuna gye tuyita Thai consulate. Tugenda side z'ebugoloobi eyo. Awo Mulemirembe mukulu Mulwana yakola omulimu gw'amaanyi nnyo okuba nti yakonekitinga Uganda ne Thailand. Kyannaku nti yatufaako naye gye twatandikira nga tugenda wa Mulwana kufuna visa. Embeera eyo yalingawo okumala akaseera, ekiseera kyatuuka nga tebakyagaba visa ate ewa Mulwana. Osobola ogifuna gye ngamba ebugoloobi ku consulate ya Thailand. Bw'oba tugifunye abalala bagenda e Nairobi. E Nairobi basobola ozifunirayo. Naye kambuzeeyo katono. Ebiseera ebisinga abajja wano tujja na tourist visa. Gye bakuba nga ya myezi 3. Bwe mala okubeera emyezi 3, bw'otuuka ku kisaawe esovarapon ekyafaana ekya Thailand. Ekya Thailand. Olituukawo nga basala visa ebadde ng'esigaza emyezi 2. Kitegeeza nti emyezi 2 gy'osigazza olina okulaba ng'osala amagezi okufuna omulimu mangu. Bw'omala okufuna omulimu amangu kigenda kukuyamba okufuna empapula z'essomero ezinaakuyamba okufuna ate working visa abasinga gye tuyita non-B.
Okay.
Osobola okufuna omukisa n'okufuna non-B okuva e Nairobi bw'oba ng'omukisa ogwo weeguli ng'ofunye abantu abatuufu kankiddemu. When you get right people you can get the right visa.
So do we have the right people here in Thailand or back home in Uganda?
The right people. Thank you. This is XXL Media.
Yeah.
Where the truth is found.
Yes.
It is XXL Media where the truth is found.
Yes.
Let me make this one very clear. People come out and they pretend to be giving visas, but not all of them are genuine.
Do they pretend or they give a helping hand?
I pretense because some may get these visas and they do come. And what they were promised turns out wrong. For example, someone stands in Uganda and says he's giving a visa. Oh, may I say it? Is helping someone to get a visa and they get a job of translation. Translating from which language to... You get my point?
Yeah.
That's my point. If I come to Thailand, they speak Thai.
Yeah.
Some of them speak English. So what am I coming to translate?
Yet you don't know their language.
What a question there. What am I coming to translate? That's why we're talking about who is the right person to give the visa. So that is a challenging bit. Some have been, they've been told that the visa, you'll get a visa. Yes, they get the visas, it's okay, because they'll pay money and they get the visa. But then coming on here, sometimes what they expect is different. So if you come in, reach the right people, they will help you to the right places to get a job.
Where are the right people? Because this is why we are here. Where can we find the right people?
Your question is who are the right people? XXL Media is one of them.
All right,
XXL Media, I repeat, you can always help people to get the right people.
All right, Buterevu tuli Thailand atenga tusabula. Tutunuulira embeera z'Abannayuganda abawangalira wano e Thailand naddala ez'obusomesa. Gwe wenna ayagala okujja e Thailand. Waliwo emitendera gy'olina okuyitamu okulaba nga ofuna visa ye Thailand, ojje naawe weegatte ku Bannayuganda abali wano okole ate obeezeewo famire, otambuze n'obulamu, omanye n'ebitambula mu nsi yonna. Eno gye bayita XL Media Live era ng'olwaleero nakyazizza Ssaabasomesa eyasomesa abasomesa bonna ne bayita. Let's talk about teachers' code of conduct. How should a teacher behave? Take us through that.
Thank you. I'll even just make it brief because teaching.
Just outline.
Thank you. Teaching is worldwide. So the teacher's code of conduct, first of all, one has got to be qualified to teach. In the conduct, has got to be disciplined, has got to be humble enough. Smartness is key. Be smart. And when you come to Thailand, like in
smart where? Upstairs or just
outlook. Be smart enough so that when you stand in front of the students, when you stand with your fellow teachers from other parts of the world, they would say yes. So smartness is key.
Thank you.
Another one is to be able to prepare enough. For any teaching, preparation is important. And the other code of conduct, we always discuss this in our workshops, in our seminars, and we learn them.
How is the contract between the teachers and the owners of the school?
Thank you. It's a very important question. Contract. You know, we get these jobs like in let me talk about two categories. I may get a job through an agency.
Yes.
There are a lot of agencies that are helping teachers to get jobs. By the way, most of us, the first jobs we go to are through agencies. So you can have a contract with the agents. It is the agents that connects you to school.
So you're being employed by the agents, and the agents connects you to the school.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have what we call direct schools.
Yeah.
Like you wake up one morning, you take your papers, you just move into any school. If there is a vacancy, if there is a need, they will give you the job. Or sometimes those schools do advertise. And when you go on the website, you find different schools advertising, especially in the periods of February, March, April, knowing that some schools, some teachers have left and they're not coming back. So they will advertise and you go. Now the point of the contract is critical. Some agents give you their contract, but remember this agent, now the school, we're having now three parties. There is the agent, there is the teacher, and the school. So theirs are too tricky. That's the trick. Like you have to be very careful with the contract of the agents.
Okay.
Yeah, it has got something that you may not. So as you're reading it, try to understand it. Unfortunately, some of them are in Thai. They may have something in English, but try to understand it.
Okay. Do these contracts favor teachers or they favor schools?
It is much of a two-way traffic.
Yeah.
It's two-way traffic in the sense that the teacher is supposed to serve and paid. The school is supposed to tell the teacher what to do and they pay the teacher. That's why these contracts are always renewed. In most cases, it is 1 year's contract.
Biki ebiyinza okugobesa omusomesa ng'obadde omaze okufuna omulimu naye oba n'okola kabanga katambudde katonotono ne bakugoba?
Neyanziza ekibuuzo ekyo. XXL Media olina okwekuumira. You said oluusi omusomesa asobola okuva mu kwama omwana. Eyo ensonga mbi nnyo. Singa kyabadde, if it happens, you leave the school.
Ekyo kikugobya. Ekyo kimu.
Ekyokubiri, singa ogaana oteekateeka okusomesa, like lesson preparation, you come into a class to teach students. For them, they are ready for you.
But for you, you're not ready for them.
Ready enough. So once you don't prepare, it is seen. Maybe when you're teaching, you say, teacher, you see an answer. Teacher doesn't know the answer.
Hey.
Some students are smart enough to challenge a teacher. So the second one is preparation.
So have you ever been challenged by a student?
They may challenge me for some smaller mistakes. And once you're being challenged, be humble enough. Always a teacher is a learner.
Okay.
So if they say, teacher, you try to look at it again, but don't become too much and become boss and you say, no, it's the right answer. And the more you become boss to them, they try to doubt your teaching. You've got to be humble enough.
Omunnayuganda singa aba afunye visa ng'avudde Uganda wano watuukawo kibeera kitya? Ayinawo bannayuganda banne baasangawo bali so welcome okumwaniriza okumuwa ku magezi?
Neyanza ekibuuzo ekyo nti oba ayina baasanga butuufu weebali bannayuganda weebali ate ekisinza okutugatta nti we have our association.
Population y'abannayuganda eri yenkana etya?
Population y'abannayuganda eyinza okuba nti bandibanga mu kumanya kwange bandibanga bawera ndowooza 5 njogera ku bemanyiko because I'm in Bangkok.
Kitegeeza bangiko
bangi naye ojja kwesanga nti abamu bali mu busuubuzi abalala bali mu busomesa kati okusinga ddala nti abali mu busomesa n'abalala abali emirimu emirala tulinawo ekibiina kyaffe Ugandans living in Thailand.
Ugandans living
In Thailand.
All right. What does it do?
Thank you. First of all, because it's for Ugandans living in Thailand, it is bringing us together.
It is like an umbrella.
It's like an umbrella that where we all come, and it is always wise if someone just came into Thailand and is connected. If they don't know, let them be connected. First of all, we're on Facebook, we're elsewhere, so you can easily find them. Like you said that someone is always connected. At least if someone connects you, we'll be able to tell you that once you come to Thailand, you're going to meet Ugandans, especially the association of Ugandans. Allow me to say something.
Okay.
Of recent, we hosted one of the officers from Malaysia, Mr. Alex, and he said when he looks into South Asian, the countries in South Asia, Ugandans in Thailand, he said they are more organized. What
makes you more organized?
Thank you. Because first of all, the association itself, and once people come in here and they under this association, we are always helped. I would say you've had leaders far way back, like we had Katumba, one of the chairpersons, we had Adrian, one of the chairpersons, we had Abed, the outgoing has been Harriet Palinga, and the new elected chairperson now is Farid Nachinto.
Right.
So I would say it is unorganized. Not the chairpersons, but there are also other people who are
So it has been having various leaders in different departments.
That's it.
So where do you belong, or where have you been serving before?
Where I've been serving before. There is a saying that the apples never fall far from their tree. Being teaching myself, I'm more in education. It was once when I took, twice. This when I was in events, the outgoing committee, I was in discipline or disciplinary office. But in most of the times, I've been serving under education. Why education? It's where I feel the comfort. It's where I feel good to serve. And even if I'm not elected as one in education office, I always ask for the permission that please allow me to be there for my services.
Okay, thank you so much. You've talked about the Malaysian embassy. Do Ugandans have an embassy here in Thailand?
What we have is what they call a consulate. Like if you go back to Uganda, there is Thai consulate back in Bugolobi. That office. It may not do much. When you come to Thailand, there is what they call the consulate also. The office is there, but it is more business oriented. So we are getting more help from Malaysia, from Uganda's embassy in Malaysia.
So has it been of a good help to you guys?
Thank you very much. If I bring you to the current situation of COVID, I will tell you when you come in here, now COVID has been here for more than
almost 2 years.
So within this period, we are not able to go back to Uganda. First of all, the most important thing, passports do expire. When the passports do expire, you try to connect to get a passport back from Uganda. But once you bring your passport here, or once you get from DHL, usually DHL for postage, they bring it here. They cannot do anything with your passport at the office, at the immigration office in Thailand. You go to get a letter from Malaysia. That is when those officers come in and they help us. I would say they are helpful. And last week we had a teachers workshop. It was a Zoom teachers workshop, and we invited him. My brother Luke was able to contact Alex, one of the officers, and he was with us. He officiated. In other words, our workshop was official back in Malaysian embassy, Uganda's embassy in Malaysia.
Njagala tutunuulire ku umbrella eno gy'oyogeddeko ey'abana Uganda. Bizibu ki bye basisinkana?
Webale nnyo. Ebizibu ndowooza ebyandibadde ebisinga nga bwe twagambye nti omuntu agenda ajje n'ava Uganda ng'afunye visa ku muntu yenayina abamuconnectinze. Kati oluusi wabaawo obuzibu okulwawo okufuna omulimu nga ekyokulabirako Thailand wano emirimu gisinga kufunibwa mu mwezi ogwokubiri ogwokusatu. okusinga omwezi ogwokubiri n'ogwokusatu ogwokunaaba kubanga semester ya wano etandika omwezi ogwokutaano kitegeeza nti omuntu akyangu okufuna omwezi ogwokusatu n'ogwokuna semester eba etandika the academic year begins the first semester kati singa omuntu ajja mu myezi emirala ayinza okufuna omulimu oba okulwawo so kati challenge eganda ejja nti bannayuganda tubeerawo omuntu naabanga alina obuzibu bw'okupangisa ennyumba alina obuzibu bw'okufuna ekyokulya naye ekirungi kiri nti bwe tuba tutegedde nti waliwo alina obwetaavu we always come in and help. It's one of the challenges. The other challenge would have been nga bwe twagambye nti omuntu ajja ne visa tourist nemala emyezi ebiri neggwako kati okusoomooza kujja nti singa aba tafunye mangu mulimu waliwo kye bayita overstay. Overstay kitegeeza nti ebbanga lyabadde alina ery'emyezi ebiri liweddeko kati alina okuba nga afuluma bufulumi
ngaddayo waka
bw'aba tazzeeyo kitegeeza nti abapoliisi ateyinza okuyingirawo negenda nemukola obukyamu kyakuba kitegeeza nti oli mu nsi mu makubo amakyamu.
Okay, mwe ng'ekibiina biki bye mutuuseeko bye mwenyumiririzaamu?
Ng'ekibiina ekya Ugandans in Thailand and Umbrella webali kumpa kagambo ako aka umbrella mtufuula tukakozesa
Tizana Umbrella
XXL Media kwetuli don't forget to subscribe,
yes,
like and share.
All right.
Engeri gye tuyambyemu association eno, first of all there is unity of legacy and once you come together you can know who does what. Like I've been telling you, I've been sometimes serving into the education office. Someone is serving in another office. So the moment you come into Ugandans in Thailand, you will know who can help you to what. For example, some members are helping with getting jobs. I'll just say it. One friend that is Katunji Alex is always posting jobs. They post and post and post jobs. Okuyamba oyo abakyanoonya kubanga emirimu gy'abantu oluusi giggwawo oluusi nobanga okyusa omulimu naye Ugandans in Thailand as an association tries to help whoever. We are all helped because in Thailand anything can happen.
Singa Munnayuganda aba avudde Uganda najja n'anoonya omulimu mu biseera by'ogambye nti emirimu gibeerayo ne gubula, community eno emuyamba ki?
Community ekyesinga ddala okumuyamba kyakumuyamba kufuna mulimu tegunnabula. It's a matter of time. Secondly, when government tegunnabula aba akyafuna connections. They are connected. I'll tell you, on our WhatsApp page, on Facebook page, jobs are always posted. They're always posted. Another way in which the association is helping, because we come in as teachers, they come with bachelors, sometimes with other fields, may not be education. So we try to have these seminars tugeza okufuna emisomo okuyambagana.
Ejjina emisomo gya ssente oba gya bwereere?
Tetukyajinga nkono muno. Why charge? We never charge. Olw'ensonga
anti munnayinza embuulizo oyo abeera atulaba.
Munnanga atulaba kankiddemu. Okujja wano okuyamba omuntu okuyiga okusomesa. Sinagamba nti kuyamba ne tuyambagana because we know we've come here to get jobs. Or if someone does not have any experience in teaching, tugamba nti on this day, on this weekend, let's have our seminar, let's have our workshop. We have always done this knowing that our major source of income in Thailand is teaching. So we would want us to go to schools, do the teaching. When we do it perfectly. Remember, it is competitive.
Yeah.
It is competitive. There are a lot of foreigners who are teaching, especially those who are colored. So
the whites.
The whites.
Okay.
The whites. Thank you. The colored. So when we come here as Ugandans, we try to help one another to now do it. Things to do with lesson planning. Things to do with class management, things to do, at least we try to remind someone that you went to school. That's what they call teacher's code of conduct. Do you have all
we are going to get there.
Thank you. Do you have all this in mind? So how would you handle Thai kids? Are you going to shout at them? Are you going to slap them? Are you going to fail them? So all this is done to help someone who has just dropped in. And I'm happy when we have this kind of organizations, we learn. And we learn from each other.
Abasomesa okugwa mu mukwano n'abayizi mubadde mufuna ku challenge bwezityo wano Thailand. Kubanga tuze tukiraba nti osanga omusomesa omusajja oba omwami nga yegombye student omuwala. Ekyo kyo kiri kitya wano?
Weebale nnyo ekibuuzo ekyo anti wagambye it is XXL media etujja ensonga enkulu. So ekintu ekyo okusookera ddala si kirungi. You know, something being right or wrong, there is that conscience in you that tells you this is not right or wrong. But I would say omuntu asobola okugamba nti oba omusomesa yeegombye omuyizi naddala abaana abakuluko okwegomba nga kubaddewo, it goes to self-control. Don't do it. Avoid it. Unless there is when the other student, like a student of 17 years, 16 years, may bring out signs to the teacher. Teacher, maybe something. Yes, I like. But again, it is the teacher to help the student because the teacher is older, experienced, and qualified to deal with the student. So if it happened, it is the teacher too.
Abannayuganda bawangalire Thailand. Sente zaabwe bazikuuma batya okulaba nga beekulaakulanya oba bazitereka batya okubeera nti kweganga bazinvestinga oba nga bazitereka ne beewolayo akasente ne bazaayo?
Weebale nnyo ekibuuzo ekyo olw'okuba nti tujja kukola na kubeera bulungi. Sikizanga ne mu kamera. Kubanga tujja kukola na kubeera bulungi, it is always important to properly manage your finances. Like you say, we've never had enough money. There isn't enough money. But the little that you get, you try to plan for it. So we have different saving groups. We have different circles in which people can bring up their money together and they try to say that they do something of something substantial, something other than just spending your money like how. Remember when you're paid this salary, you don't expect anything. We don't have NSSF. There is no National Social Security Fund. We don't have it here. So the end of the month, what you're given is what you have.
So you have to manage your cash.
Exactly.
Okay, tutunuulire ku nsonga y'omusaala. Sente zisasulwa bulungi?
Omusaala gwo zisasulwa amasomero agasinga. Mpozi abayinza oluusi okufuna okusoomoozebwa. Some agencies may not pay so well. I'm not against the agencies, but like I told you, the agent is like a middleman, middle person. So they are there to benefit from this, and the child also benefit from this. But in most cases, schools do pay. The question is how much they pay. I would say schools will pay accordingly. Some jobs are advertised and they will say, we'll pay you according to your experience. I mean the experience of staying in Thailand. Have you been there for 3 years? Have you been there for 2 years? So if we go for these job interviews, they always give consideration to someone who's been here for quite a longer time.
Okay. Thank you so much. Tukyali ku XL Media Live ate nga tukugamba ekintu kimu nti beera ng'osubscribinga gwe wena tulabira mu Middle East countries, gwe wena tulabira mu Africa naddala mu East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. Tukugamba ekintu kimu nti kyokola kyamaanyi. Baganda baffe mwenna abali mu Europe eno gye bayita XXL Media Live ate nga twasalawo okunoonya obulamu bw'Abannayuganda tuba batuuseeko mu bategeere. Lwaki abantu badde tebamanyi nti Abannayuganda gye bali e Thailand?
Weebale nnyo lwaki tebamanyi. Bulijjo tuyigamba nti knowledge is power. You need to know something. But how do you get knowledge? Through connection, through reading, and through the media now. So when you bring up the XXL media, you're opening up. It is another venue for Ugandans to know about it.
So before you had no media?
It would have been there, but I mean, they call it the mileage. How much it goes. I would say Ugandans have been here in Thailand for some good time, but we've not always had the bigger platform. So I think XXL Media is here to open up.
All right.
It is another channel so that we can be known.
Okay. Butereevu tubabuuzaako mwenna abatulabira wano e Thailand mugamba mutya baganda baffe abawangalire Pattaya, Phuket, Peti Kasem, Min Buli, Bangkok wano mu kibuga mugamba mutya katusubire nti muli bulungi mutwegatteko mu subscribing mu liking kana akatambi kakasukira omuntu omulala kalabi. Mwami Mayinja. nga tumaliza show yaffe eno baako obugambo bw'oyagaliza famire yo mikwano gyo
butukulira kansooke ne famire yo njagala nayo enjagala
njagala otunule mu kamera
natumira famire yange
famire yekulabe dadi ali bulaaya okitegeera ate obaweereze n'obubaka nti esaawa yonna okumawo okubalaba
oli mutuufu okuddayo okubalaba famire yange okusinga ddala okusookera ddala bonna abazadde abanzaala nzaalibwa kawaala kasubi omwami n'omukyala kwata
nno nadde sikubuuziza nti bakuzaala kubanga ebyo ebibuuzo abantu abamu tebaagala byogera nedda obeera wazaalibwa naye like abantu abamu tebaagala nnyo kwogera gye bava Kawala Kasubi
kati famire nemba n'abaana bange abalungi nnyo benjagala nnyo Precious ne Godwin balungi nnyo mbaagala nnyo ne omukyala nzalira abaana
mbadde manyi nti oba watambula naye ali bulaaya
omukyala nzalira abaana mwagala era mutumira nnyo nengatako emikwano nzikiriza emikwano mubanga kutandikirewa emikwano gyo mingi mukama mulungi yampaka emikwano. I've got friends all over the world. I think from South Africa, let me talk about Joseph Mulinde, one musician, he's a friend from South Africa, and other friends from South Africa there. Other friends from UK, very many friends from everywhere, from West Africa, a lot of friends.
Njagala otumireko n'aba wano mu Thailand, ba colleagues.
Thank you. The colleagues, before I come to the colleagues in Thailand, let me just go to my hobbies in Kampala primarily. Hobbies in Mengo SS.
Yes.
Hobbies from Makerere University.
Yes.
NTC.
Yes.
All those are my good friends. The last one is in Thailand here. Emikwano gye Thailand I have friends. Emikwano mingi nnyo. Bwe ntandika okwogera amannya.
Toga mentioninga gwe bono batumye.
Kasemu Road mbagala nnyo. Mimbuli mbagala nnyo. Nontambuli here wetuli olwaleero mbagala nnyo. So emikwano mingi ddala. Nzikiriza mentioninga abantu basatu bokka. Toya Sekabira, Zam Nakitende, Bukenya Derek, Mchala Winnie, abona tukola nabo mu ssomero lyerimu mwagala nnyo. Julie mwagala nnyo.
Bagaye ba subscribing.
Pius, Derek, Zam, please can you all subscribe and like XXL Media. Above it all, share.
Last question. Singa wali toli musomesa. Wandibadde muki?
Singa saali musomesa.
Yeah.
Ndowooza nandibadde mulungi mu bintu by'okuyimba.
Kitegeeza wandibadde muyimbi.
Okuyimba nkwagala.
Wow. So wano tetusobola kusukkawo eno gye bayita XXL Media Live era nga tuli ku headquarters zaffe eza XL Media Live wano enontabuli. Tubasaba ekintu kimu nti musubscribinge mutwegatteko tulabe nga tuggusa buli kimu. Omunnayuganda yenna ayagala okutunoonyaako olwa services zaffe noonyaako wansi awo mu namba zange ez'essimu noonya ku WhatsApp buli wamu ojja kuba onfuna. Olina birthday, olina okwanjula wane Thailand bwe ŋŋamba kasoba ng'olina embaga okwanjula byonna just hit my number tujja kuba tukwatagana. Mwebale nnyo. Thank you so much okujja ku show yaffe.
Pleasure is mine.